Hey everybody, PRR Cat 1223 here with another exciting lantern to showcase. This one a very cool and unique one. I don't know if I ever did a video of this when I had one, but I'm going to do another one again just in case. This is a Keystone Lantern Company KC railroad lantern marked for the Pennsylvania Railroad, probably their biggest customer. You can find the majority of these Keystone Lantern Company KCs marked for the PRR. They were bought by other railroads, but the PRR is probably the most common and the most readily accessible version. They can be found in all various conditions and variations, and I'm going to show the most common version, and I'm also going to compare a couple other versions that they did, because I happen to have two other lanterns made by the Keystone Lantern Company. Gonna look at this one first. Just has a standard bale. They're made from the teens up into about the 30s by the Keystone Lantern Company out of Pennsylvania. Obviously marked for the PRR, big bold letters on it. Keystone Lantern Company, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, USA, the KC, in quotes. The KC was the model. They made two, actually if you kind of count it out, three models. I'll get into those here in just a second. Three models including this one. This lantern happens to have a red cast globe in it. You can see the Keystone right there. It's a pretty decent size one. It's about 1 inch across. Red cast, Corning, made in the USA. Really gorgeous color. The cool thing about these KCs, they had a patented, very unique fuel tank and wick adjusting system. They drop out of the frame like such. Take and twist and pull out. Sometimes they fit a little snug. And you look at this very odd looking setup. You got a knob on the bottom and a sprocket gear on the wick adjuster. And you take this knob and the burner turns. And this is how you raise and lower the wick. I don't have one in there, but as you can see, KC trademark right there. This is a very unique system that only the Keystone Lantern Company ever did, and might I say, it's probably one of the best, because you don't have to worry about grabbing these little tiny wheels and turning. You have this nice knob down here. Like you see, it turns, and that's how you adjust the wick. The fuel tanks are supposed to open up by twisting off this top part right here. You can see it's threaded, but we have never been able to figure out or get off the one that we have. We actually have two of them, and we've never been able to get it off or see what one of them are like opened. We figure that either it's so fused on there or it's cross-threaded, but we haven't been able to do that on our other one either. We've taken heat to it, we've soaked it, we've done everything we can, and we cannot get this open. If anybody has any tricks on getting these things open, please tell us. We would love to open it. I would personally like to burn one, but I want to open this. Now, these PRR KCs, like I said, are really easy to come by. You can find the unmarked ones and the PRRs. They made them for just about every railroad possible. They made them for quite a few railroads, with the Pennsy obviously being their biggest customer. The Pennsy love these things. Baltimore and Ohio, Philadelphia, Washington, and Baltimore, Atlantic coastline. I mean, even obscure lines bought them. I've actually seen two from a Michigan short line, the Boyne City, Gaylord, and Alpena, and even the Manistee and Northeastern, which is all the way up in northwestern part of the Mitten, bought them. So just about every railroad that you could think of bought them. A lot of them were bought in the east. I've seen Santa Fe KCs, but not many railroads out west bought them. There's probably about maybe 24 or so, maybe 36 railroads total that bought them. They did a couple variations of the standard KC, and I'm going to show you one that they did. And here is one. I have one marked for the Baltimore and Ohio right here. This one is a double guard version. It's got a Macbeth red cast globe in it, and it's a little bit better shape, as you can see, but it's got the same wick adjustment system in it, and it's a double guard version, which is pretty cool. I think it has a little bit more of a beefier look to it. They made a bell-bottom version of these. They were not very popular, but they had also the same adjustment in them. The bells came off in the same fashion that these do, and the knobs and the tanks open up in the same way. There is, however, a standard version of these that was made, and it was called the Keystone. And I do have a Keystone. It's not marked, but it's all original. It has a blue globe in it that I'm going to show. And the only thing that's different about these is the fuel tank and wick adjustment system. And here is the Keystone. And you can look and see no knob on the bottom. And it just says the Keystone number 39 on the top. It is not the Casey. Still made by the Keystone Lantern Company of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. This one's not marked. All original tinning. This globe is absolutely gorgeous. Ooh, and this one has fuel in it too. I forgot which ones have fuel in them. I've lit this one up before. It's absolutely gorgeous when it's lit. But if you take it out, notice this gorgeous blue globe. And this is, it's just basically a standard railroad lantern. It's got this, I don't even know what some weird manufacturer on the knob. Got a brass burner and an unmarked fuel pot. And all original tinning down in the bottom of that. That's nice shiny new metal basically. But that's all that the Keystone is. That's basically what they had. You could have so you had the option when you ordered from the Keystone Lantern Company, do you want the Casey or do you want the Keystone? And I've seen double guard Keystones, I've seen double guard Caseys, I've seen bell bottom Caseys. I have not seen a bell bottom Keystone. I don't know if they did bell bottom Keystones. They probably did though, it wouldn't surprise me. Where is this globe right there? Holy crap, that thing's getting bigger. There's a minor crack in this globe, so I gotta be careful with it. I kind of try and hide it on the side. But there was obviously a bell bottom, double guard bell bottom, double guard Keystone, single guard Keystone, single guard bell bottom. Or no, excuse me, those were all Caseys. Bell bottom Casey, double guard bell bottom Casey, single guard, standard. They had the Keystone. I have not seen any variations of the Keystone. Minus, keep in mind, this is the Keystone. Here's one of the other slight differences you can look at. It has, like I said, this Keystone emblem on the top, whereas the Caseys do not have that Keystone emblem on the top. Nothing really that different besides exterior-wise, minus the lack of the knob and the twist-off font. We have only found a very few examples, but there has been evidence that's shown that the Keystone Lantern Company did attempt to make a short globe lantern. I have seen, they look basically just like one of these, except they're about half the size. They've taken a 3 1/4 inch globe. I've seen one with the twisting pot, and I've seen one without the twisting pot. Basically a Casey version and a Keystone version. Both have been marked for the Pennsylvania, and there have only been a couple hundred or so known to exist. We're not sure if they were made off of leftover parts that were modified, or if there was actually a production run of them, or if they were just test samples. But they obviously did not catch on because you cannot find them at all. They are next to impossible to come by, but they are out there. I have seen a few, have not been privileged with being able to buy one. I've seen them, oddly enough, I've actually seen two different globe sizes in them. I've seen the 3 1/4 globe that the Caros had, and the 4 1/4 that the Hanlons had. So, once again, I'm not sure if they were a production run, if they were kit bashed, shop made, or if they were, you know, just something that some dude made. But they are out there, and when they usually come up, they sell for, you know, for like $100 or so bucks. But most of these Caseys and Keystones are relatively easy to come by. The Caseys are more popular than the Keystone. As far as I know, these lanterns were pretty expensive because of that very unique wick adjustment system that they had. But this is all I have for the Keystone Lantern Company's lanterns. the Casey and the Keystone, and I have one more comparison video to do on these, basically part of the evolution of the short globe railroad lantern. So I'm going to get into that because that's very exciting. And just once again, one more look at the Keystone and the Casey, made by the Keystone Lantern Company. 1223 out.